Peace salam, I hope you guys do well. Halal Chef is back for another video.
Halal Chef presents
Spicy chicken sandwich. We're gonna start with brining our chicken. I've got a large chicken fillets. First you want to remove the tenders and then cut the breast in the middle. And then cut that into fillets. Make sure to even out the shapes by pounding the chicken from its thickest part. This will ensure they will cook properly. Here with the hot sauce, salt and some freshly grounded black pepper. Give that a mix and coat all the fillets properly, and now cover and leave it to brine in the fridge for a few hours. This is gonna add a lot of flavor to your chicken. For the dredging with the plain flour, we're gonna season the flour with freshly grounded black pepper, garlic powder, white pepper, smoked paprika, cayenne pepper, with the salt, and finally some dried oregano powder. Give that a really good mix. You should be able to taste your flour, it doesn't have to be blunt. Now just set aside for later use. To make our spicy sauce or glaze, first of all we're gonna char our vegetables. I'm using your red chilies. You wanna slice them in the middle and then de-seed them. There are different varieties of red chilies, so you wanna use the one that you really like. And again, you can use mild chilies or extra hot, it's really up to you. I'm also gonna use a bit of the garlic for more flavor. And finally half an onion. Now place them on a baking tray, add a drizzle of oil. And give that a mix so they are well coated with oil. Now these goes into a preheated oven until they are nice and charred. Now once nice and charred, we're gonna throw them in the blender, add in the pickle juice. Now we're gonna blend this until nice and smooth. And now just set aside for later use. Now to prep our glaze, turn up the heat around medium. Here with the butter, plain flour. Give that a mix and cook the rawness of the roux. This should take you around 2 minutes. Now you want to slowly mix in your chicken stock. And now combine in our chili paste. Now if you like a bit more heat, you can throw in some cayenne pepper, touch of this black pepper, a light of this MSG which is optional, and finally some salt. Now give that a really good mix. Now you want to let this cook on low heat for a few minutes and bring it to simmer. Now when it starts to simmer, just turn off the heat. Have a little taste. Has a bit of kick to it. Delicious. Of amazing spicy sauce. Done. This sauce is gonna go perfectly with our chicken sandwich. Now before we start coating our chicken, turn the heat around medium high. Here with the oil, you could use any neutral oil. And you want to bring the oil temperature to around 160 Celsius, and you want to maintain the temperature. Now to coat our chicken, grab your flour, chicken. You will also need some cold tap water in a bowl. Or first of all, grab your chicken, and this goes into the flour. Coat that properly. Now shake off the excess flour, and this goes into the cold tap water. Just leave it there for a few seconds until the flour is wet. And now carefully remove the chicken. And this goes into the flour again. A really good mixture that. Now if you want, you could double coat the chicken, dip in the water and then back into the flour again. Now just shake off the excess. And this is what you're looking for. Now this goes straight into the hot oil. Carefully place your chicken. Just keep it there for a few seconds. And let it swim. Now you want to let this cook for around 7 to 8 minutes until the internal temperature has reached 75 Celsius and we have a nice crispy brown exterior. Trust me, this is one of the best chicken sandwich that you're gonna try. Alright guys, our chicken is done, let's remove it. Just make sure to drain off the excess oil and remove it on a rack. Got some of the chicken tenders. I've got here some of the wings as well. We're gonna cook them for around 5 to 6 minutes, and later on we're gonna glaze them in our sauce. Our amazing crispy chicken sandwich. Done. Alright guys, let's assemble our chicken sandwich. Grab your mayonnaise, some of these pickles and lettuce. Grab your toasted bun, or first of all, generous amount of garlic mayonnaise. Amazing. Add some of the lettuce, a few slices of pickles on there. Now you want to grab your chicken and dip in the spicy sauce. And that goes onto there. Oh, it looks so delicious. Slice of American cheese goes onto there. A few more pickles on there. And finally top of the bun with some of the more garlic mayonnaise. Our delicious chicken sandwich. Done. Peri Chicken Burger. First of all, we're gonna start with our peri marinade. In with the onion. In with around 7 medium garlic cloves. Now for the chilies, I'm using Bird's Eye, both the red and green. You will need to use these chilies for your peri marinade. There are also dried versions of Bird's Eye that you can find in the store, but I prefer you to use fresh ones. I'm also gonna add a Mexican Serrano chili just to add a bit more flavor. If you don't have these, then use serenade chili.
Perfect.
And with the zest of whole lemon, and also in with the flesh of whole lemon, make sure to remove the skin and seeds. And with the tomato paste to add a bit more body to our marinade. And with a good quality smoked paprika, this is gonna really uplift the flavor of the marinade. And with the oregano and rosemary, and with the dark brown sugar, good touch of salt in there, and with the distilled or white vinegar, good touch of water, and finally we're gonna finish this with oil. Now cover this up and blend until nice and smooth. Oh my god. Always forget to turn this on. Bismillah. Trust me, this is one of the best peri marinade that you're gonna try. Alright, let's check this. Bismillah. Come on. Oh, the color is absolutely amazing and it smells so good. Now have a little taste. That is so delicious. Our mouth-watering peri marinade. Done. Now this peri marinade is medium hot. If you like a bit more hotter, then check out my other videos. For the chicken, I'm using thinly sliced chicken breast fillets. You could also use chicken thighs. In with the freshly grounded black pepper, and in with our peri marinade. I'm gonna use around 7 to 8 tablespoons of this, and I'm gonna leave some for later use. Bismillah. I promise you this is one of the best peri chicken that you're gonna try. It's gonna be so juicy and full of flavor. Now cover this up and leave the chicken to marinate for at least an hour in the fridge. Let the chicken absorb the marinade. And to cook the peri chicken, you can either grill this on the stovetop or you could flame grill or barbecue this. Turn the heat around medium high, spray some oil onto there. Now before you start cooking the chicken, make sure you leave it outside for at least 15 to 20 minutes. You don't want to add cold chicken into the pan. Alright, when nice and hot, I'm gonna start adding the chicken. Always away from you. Bismillah. Now you want to let this cook for around 5 to 6 minutes until completely done. Or let's turn the chicken around. Now I'm gonna start brushing with some of the more marinade. Bismillah. It looks so beautiful. One of the best peri chicken that you will try. Look at the beautiful color, amazing. Alright, after 2 minutes or so, I'm gonna turn the chicken. And finally a bit more marinade onto there. Just a little bit. And a final turn to the chicken. Just let the marinade cook for a little bit. And I just remove the chicken onto a plate and leave it to rest. A very simple peri mayonnaise. With the mayonnaise, freshly ground black pepper, and with the peri marinade. Now you could cook the marinade before adding it in, but I like the raw taste of it. And finally some of these dried herbs. Have a little taste and adjust the seasoning. A very simple peri mayonnaise. Done. Alright, let's assemble our peri chicken burger. Grab your well toasted bun and have our peri mayonnaise onto there. Some of this fresh lettuce, a slice of tomato if you like, light touch of salt on those tomatoes, and some of this red onion. You could also add some of the jalapenos. And now with the peri chicken, oh man, that looks so delicious. I like some more onion onto there. And finally top of the bun with some more sauce. Buffalo chicken sandwich. Let's start with the chicken. I'm using a breast. You could also use thighs instead. Place a sharp knife in the middle and you want to slice the breast. Hold the breast in place with your hand so it doesn't move. Let the knife do the work, don't force it. Now each breast would give you around 2 to 3 fillets. It really depends on the size.
Perfect.
Make sure to pound the breast from its thickest part so everything is even. This will also ensure everything is cooked perfectly. Now just cut the fillets into desired shape. Let's season here with cayenne pepper, garlic, black and white pepper, smoked paprika, MSG, and finally some salt. Give that a really good mix. Now apply a light touch of hot sauce on the fillets. It's gonna act as a binder, don't use any oil or mustard. And now you want to season the fillets generously with your spices. Give that a little tap and make sure to do the same from the other sides. Now remove the fillets into a bowl and you want to let it marinate for a few hours or overnight for best results. Let the chicken really absorb those spices and flavor. For the buffalo sauce, turn up the heat around low medium. And with the butter, Here with your favorite hot sauce, there's also a recipe on the channel. Some of this pickle juice for more flavor, white vinegar, touch of this light soy sauce. You can substitute this with Worcester sauce. And finally some of this water. For the spices I'm using a garlic powder, smoked paprika, a good pinch of salt. Now you want to give that a really good mix and bring it to gentle simmer. I promise you if you make the buffalo sauce this way, it will be much better than just using the hot sauce and the butter. Now when it starts to simmer, you can turn off the heat and you can mix in some of the honey. This is totally optional, but I like a bit of it. Of a mouth-watering buffalo sauce. Done. Have a little taste and adjust any seasoning if you need to. Now for the dredge, we're gonna start with the plain flour. We're going to keep it very simple. We don't want to exaggerate with the spices as we're gonna be dipping the burger in the sauce. A good touch of freshly grounded black pepper, it with the red chili, MSG, and finally some salt. Give that a really good mix and set aside. For the buffalo mayonnaise, it with the homemade mayonnaise. The recipe's on the channel again. It with the buffalo sauce, it with the juice of half a lemon, some of these red chili flakes. Season with a touch of black pepper and salt. And finally some parsley. Now give that a really good mix and combine everything. Have a little taste. That is so delicious. Has a bit of kick to it. Of a mouth-watering buffalo mayonnaise. Done. And before we start coating our chicken, turn the heat to around medium-high. Here with the oil, and you want to bring the oil temperature to around 160 Celsius. You can use any neutral oil for this. Now grab your seasoned flour, grab the chicken as well. You will also need some cold tap water in a bowl. You could also use seasoned buttermilk instead. Or first grab the chicken and this goes into the flour, and you want to get a good coat of that flour. Make sure to cover all sides, don't leave any sides hanging behind. Now shake off the excess, grab the water, and this goes in slowly. Now just leave it there for a few seconds. Don't shake it, we don't want to remove the flour or the seasoning. We just want the outer layer to get wet. Now carefully remove this, and this goes back into the flour. And again, give that a really good mix. And now coat it properly with your dry hand. Pay close attention to how I'm coating this. Make sure to tap on the flour so it will stick to it. This is exactly what we're looking for. Now this goes straight into the hot oil. Now slowly lower the chicken always away from you. Keep it there for a few seconds and let it go. Now you want to let this cook for around 7 to 8 minutes until the internal temperature has reached 75 Celsius. And we're looking for a nice golden brown color. Make sure to maintain the temperature at 160 Celsius when you're cooking the chicken. Do not overcook, fry a small batch at a time. And now we have a beautiful color on our chicken. Shake off the excess oil and remove it on a rack.
Fire!
Now it's best to get rid of these bits before frying the next batch of your chicken. Trust me, this is one of the best buffalo chicken sandwich that you will ever try. Now some people be complaining, they say our coating is coming out very soggy. It's mainly because the oil wasn't hot enough. And if you do end up in that situation, then just refry the chicken. Our mouth-watering buffalo chicken fillets. Done. They look so mouth-watering. Like I said, these are one of the best buffalo chicken sandwich that you will ever try. Or let's assemble our sandwich. Grab your toasted bun. Add some of our mayonnaise onto there. Add a slice of this American cheese. Now add your fried chicken fillet into the buffalo sauce. And coat this properly with the sauce. Make sure to get rid of the excess. Add your buffalo chicken onto there. A few slices of gherkins goes onto there. And finally top off the bun with more sauce. Oh man, that looks so mouth-watering. Alright guys, let's do a Halal Chef special buffalo chicken sandwich. Grab your toasty bun here with some of this mayonnaise, some of our seasoning, a slice of this American cheese. You know what, I'm gonna be nice. Another slice of cheese. Add our beautiful buffalo chicken sandwich onto there. Our fiery pineapple coleslaw. Some of these pickles, you know it's Halal Chef special, so add some of these jalapenos as well. And finally top off the bun with some more sauce. Our mouth-watering buffalo chicken sandwich. Done. It looks so delicious. I can't wait to try this. Big Mac burger. Let's start with the patties. I'm using a beef mince that has at least 20% fat. I'm only gonna season it with a touch of salt and we're gonna use some spices later. Give that a really good mix with your hands and break down this mince. We're looking for a really fine texture. Alright, so this is exactly what you're looking for. Set aside, grab yourself a plate, and now start turning these into quarter pounder meatballs. Quarter pounder is roughly around 110 grams. This is exactly what you're looking for. Let's start placing these here.
Perfect.
There's no Big Mac without the Big Mac sauce, so let's get it. With the mayonnaise, I'm gonna prepare this Big Mac sauce my way. Instead of ketchup, I'm gonna use some barbecue sauce. In the actual Big Mac sauce, there's no ketchup or barbecue. Some of this yellow mustard as well. We're gonna balance everything with some honey, or you could use sugar. With the hot sauce, again, you can skip this if you want. With the sweet relish, it's gonna add a really nice flavor to our Big Mac sauce. With some of this pickle juice, garlic powder, cayenne pepper, sweet paprika, pinch of salt, black pepper, and finally a light pinch of this MSG and truffle powder. Now give this a really good mix and combine everything. Look at that beautiful color of Big Mac sauce, it's amazing. Have a little taste. That is so delicious. Trust me, one of the best Big Mac sauce that you'll ever try. Of a mouth-watering Big Mac sauce. Done. Thinly slice the red onion into a round shape. Also slice some of the lettuce. Now totally optional, you can dress the lettuce with some of the lemon zest. And some lemon juice. It's gonna add a bit more freshness and tang to it. For the spices, we're gonna keep it simple. I'm using a garlic powder, it with the black pepper, and finally some sea salt. Give that a really good mix and that's it. Now let's cook up our burgers. Turn up the heat around medium-high. Spray with a light touch of oil. Or when this is nice and hot, and I mean really hot, I'm gonna throw in our meatballs. Add this paper and we're gonna smash this. Now you want to let this cook for around 2 minutes. Or after 2 minutes or so, I'm going to turn this. Like I said, we're looking for a beef roster onto that. Bismillah. You might have to scrape this off. That's exactly what we're looking for. Amazing. And now we're going to let this cook for another minute or so. Again, season generously. And I'm just going to remove the patty onto a plate. And now cook the other patty. Just carefully pull this off. Of course, season it. Now let's assemble our burger. Grab your onions and lettuce. Grab the Big Mac sauce as well. Grab your toasted bun. And you will need the other toasted bun just in a second. First, I'm gonna add a light touch of Big Mac sauce onto there. Now the cheese goes onto there. And I melt the cheese. Throw in some of the lettuce. Red onion. A bit more sauce. Just a little bit. Our juicy beef patty goes on the top. Now grab the other toasted bun. Just gonna place it here. Add some sauce. Some of the cheese again. Lettuce. Your red onion, pickles. A little bit more sauce. And your second patty goes on the top as well. Touch more sauce. It will secure the burger in place. And now this goes on the top. And finally some more sauce. On top of the bun. That looks so delicious. One of the best Big Mac that you're gonna try. Our delicious Big Mac. Done. Zinger burger. Let's start with brining our chicken. I've got a large chicken fillets. First you want to remove the tenders and then cut the breast in the middle.
Round one.
And then cut that into fillets. Make sure to even out the shapes by pounding the chicken from its thickest part. This will ensure they will cook properly. And for the brine, in with the hot sauce. Personally I prefer a homemade hot sauce. It gives you the flexibility of using different peppers, thus giving you more flavor. In with the cayenne pepper. Now the intention isn't to make it hot, the brine is just gonna add flavor to your chicken. And finally some salt. Now give this a really good mix. Now if you want using a homemade sauce, I will use Tabasco or any of your favorite sauce. Now leave the chicken to brine in the fridge for a minimum of 3 hours or overnight for best results.
Perfect.
Now for the dredge or flour mix, same with the plain flour. Some people be using corn flour, there's no need for it. In with the freshly grounded black pepper. Smoked sweet paprika. In with the mustard powder. In with the freshly ground white pepper. In with the celery powder, garlic powder, some of this onion powder as well. In with the ginger powder. In with the MSG, dried thyme, oregano, basil, and finally some salt. Now give that a really good mix. Now if you like a hot outer coating, then you can throw in some cayenne pepper. Like I always say, the flour doesn't have to be bland, you should be able to taste it. Now for the wet batter, crack in 2 large eggs. You could also use buttermilk or water instead. In with the salt, some of this Cajun seasoning, in with the soda water. Now give this a really good mix and add in plain flour. And this is exactly what you're looking for. It's not too thick or too runny. Set aside for later use. Now for the supercharger sauce, in with the 2 large egg yolks, in with the Dijon mustard, in with the fresh lemon juice. You could also use vinegar instead. Give that a really good mix and combine everything. Now very gradually we're going to start incorporating our infused oil until the mayonnaise comes together. If you're not comfortable doing this with your hands, you can also do this in the blender. Now the supercharger sauce uses 2 main ingredients, chipotle paste and adobo sauce. I'll end with our chipotle paste and some of our adobo sauce. In with the fresh garlic paste, with the Worcester sauce. Season with freshly grounded black pepper, Good touch of salt in there. For some heat, I'm using cayenne pepper. We're gonna balance the flavors with some of the sugar. Some of this pickle juice is gonna uplift the flavors. And finally, some of this oregano powder. Now give that a really good mix and combine everything. Have a little taste and adjust any seasoning if you need to. Of amazing supercharger sauce. Done. Now let's go to our chicken. Grab your seasoned flour, your wet batter, also your brine chicken. You will also need some plain flour in another bowl. Season with a light touch of pepper. First of all, I'm just gonna give a quick mix to the chicken. First of all, grab your chicken and goes into the plain white flour. You want to coat the both sides properly. Make sure to cover from all sides. Now just shake off the excess. Now the chicken goes into the wet batter. Get a nice coat of that and shake off the excess. And now this goes into the seasoned flour. Give that a really good mix. Tap on the flour. These are one of the best chicken Zinger burgers that you're gonna try, trust me. And coat that properly. And again you want to shake off the excess. And this is exactly what we're looking for. Now this goes straight into the hot oil. Bismillah. Just keep it there for a few seconds. And let it go. Now you want to let this cook for around 7 to 8 minutes until the internal temperature has reached 75 Celsius and we have a nice crispy brown exterior. Alright, so our chicken is done, let's remove it. Make sure to drain off the excess oil and remove it on the rack. It's always best to get rid of the excess crumbs before frying the next batch. Here I'm also frying some of the leftover chicken tenders. Our crispy Zinger burgers, done. These are one of the best Zinger burgers that you're gonna try. The chicken looks so nice and crispy, has a beautiful color. Or let's assemble our Zinger burger. Here we go, some of the lettuce and pickles. Also grab your supercharger sauce. Or let's get it, grab your toasted bun. Add a good touch of supercharger sauce. Add the lettuce. Some of these pickles. If you want, you could add some onions, tomatoes as well. Light pinch of salt on there. Our crispy chicken Zinger fillet. Oh, it looks so delicious. 1 or 2 slices of cheese and make sure to melt that cheese. And finally top off the bun with some more sauce. Our amazing chicken Zinger burger. Damn. It looks so mouth-watering, it's gonna be much better than KFC. Alright guys, I'm gonna try this, it looks amazing. Let's take it into the fries first. Bismillah. Wow. So mouth-watering, trust me. The sauce is so fresh, has a bit of tang to it, and the seasoning is perfect on those fries. I should call them snake fries. Alright guys, on to our buffalo chicken sandwich. Let's try it, bismillah. Wow. This burger is just on another level, it is so good. The buffalo glaze is so irresistible, and the fiery pineapple coleslaw has a really nice touch to it. You guys are gonna absolutely love this buffalo chicken sandwich. This buffalo chicken sandwich does the job. Like I said, you guys are gonna absolutely love this. One of the best buffalo chicken sandwich ever. Can we please get this video to 5,000 likes? I would really appreciate it. Alright guys, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe, make sure you like. Inshallah, see you next time. Until then, salam. Make for your mom. Make for your dad. Make for your family. Enjoy.